feeling totally goofy today, guys. You're just gonna have to go with me here. Okay, I've got like a bajillion ideas and all my stuff. My technology isn't working, so Mercury retrograde, yay or nay, depending. Okay, so I was trying to sleep last night and I had a bajillion ideas going through my head. It's Talk Like a Pirate Day, but I'm gonna save you from that, okay? Everything that was going through my head was relating to what happens when we try to control somebody, which of course goes along with Personal Power series. And this is more just an add-on, kind of insightful, questioning, diving deeper sort of thing. So, you know, the most logical thing to me was controlling for safety. Oh, this isn't working at all. Nothing is working today. Okay, love you guys. Thank you for being patient. Okay, so control for safety reasons. For instance, our dogs. The first thing we teach our dogs is to pay attention to us. Look, come, you know. We're at that point exerting control for a very specific reason, which is extremely important, you know. Nibbles, come, stay away from the road. Nibbles, come, stop chasing the squirrel. Nibbles, come, please stop eating the chicken poop. You know, obviously that's for safety and health reasons, but they're going to be on the leash when you're teaching them this stuff anyway. So you have like a secondary method of control, right? As our dogs age and progress and they learn more and more and they learn about the world around them and they learn our family's norms and everyday routines kind of things, you know, we trust them more, obviously. Now, not all dogs can go off leash like Nibbles. Nibbles is specifically meant as an Australian Shepherd. Her breed is to help around the farm. So, of course, I can still say Nibbles come and she won't come, or Nibbles stop eating chicken poop and she won't stop eating chicken poop. But that isn't exerting control at that point, right? Follow me here, okay? For instance, when our kids are of an age where they can make their own decisions, or our pets are at an age where they can make their own decisions, it no longer becomes about safety. It becomes about, listen to me, you need to pay attention to me. So when I say, Nibbles, come, I'm asking for specific behavior. When I say, Dean, don't touch the stove, it's hot, you know, I'm asking him to not do a specific behavior. But when we try, of course YouTube isn't working. When we try to exert control, and it's just almost always over a partner, almost always over a relationship partner, men over women, women over men, etc., you know, that sort of thing. So when we try to exert control over a partner, it's very rarely for safety reasons. It is more for our own reasons, okay? For example, you know, keep your man in 10 special ways, you know? And if you can't keep your man because your man wants to stay, don't keep that man. Common sense, right? Okay? But when you're in the middle of lust and love and want and, you know, all those hormonal things, we're not always thinking clearly. So we want to exert control over a partner. What does that say about us? Okay? As a woman, if I were to want to keep my man, to me, immediately that says that I am not enough without a man. Okay? And obviously, that's not true. If I have to keep my man on a short leash, why? You know, always ask why. Why do I need to keep my man on a short leash? Well, because he's gonna go out and get drunk and cheat. Well, I shouldn't be with that person anyway. You shouldn't be with that person anyway. A lot of women's magazines post articles about rushing relationships. Oh God, don't rush relationships, because once you get to the married boring stage, it's revitalizing the relationship. Slow down. The beginning parts of a relationship are the best parts of the relationship. Trust me. Trust me. Trust anyone older, okay? You know, don't rush. If you feel the need to rush, ask why. You know, why? Because I want to feel secure and I want to build a future with this person. Okay, well, maybe you should have a discussion with that person. You know, instead of trying to control the outcome, which might actually backfire, which is what normally happens when you try to rush a relationship, ask that person, you know, is there a reason that you're not secure in the relationship? Are you you know, not monogamous. I mean, that's, you know, a huge first step to a real relationship is, are you monogamous? Have that discussion. I would like to be monogamous with you. Would you like to be monogamous with me? If they say no, ask why. It doesn't have to be a blah, blah, blah. Why, you know? And they may say, honestly, I'm not sure that I'm ready for a long-term relationship right now. And at that point, you have a choice, you know? They're not trying to exert control over you. Good job. You have a choice. Do I want to wait, or do I want to do better for myself? Okay? I don't like dating. I've never liked dating. I search for my mate, right? I don't date. I look for my mate. How has that worked out for me? Don't ask. But, you know, if you're dating to date, if you're dating for something to do on a Friday night, go into it with that mindset. You know, if you're actually looking for the one, you need to look for the one and not waste your time or other people's time. Okay, men controlling women. Men typically, when they find a fantastic, vivacious, vibrant, outgoing woman, they want to put her under a glass jar and keep them for themselves. Okay, why? Maybe he feels that she is precious and needs love and protection. You know, typically they just want that love and light for themselves, and that's not such a psychotic bad thing. But when you entrap someone like that, backfire big time. Huge. I dated someone like that once, and it did not take long for that to backfire. You can't do that. You can't do that. You know, control is really about communication and trust. You need to have these conversations. You need to bring up topics that may seem uncomfortable but really aren't. You know, this is common sense stuff. A lot of people, control is about money, okay? Especially when you're in a long-term relationship, even before you're married. If you're living together, you know, money is a big thing. Most couples argue over money because there's never enough. There isn't, okay? Get over it. Control in a financial manner is like borderline psychotic, okay? It's one thing if you're like, okay, I can either buy those shoes or we can eat this week. You know, obviously, food, buy the food. You can't eat shoes, trust me, unless you're hooking on the corner, and not worth it, all right? It's different, obviously, when you're like, well, we could go to the movies, or we could go to dinner, or we could go do a hot yoga class together, something new together, or we could save that money and go to a freebie date, go to the park, you know, walk the dogs, I don't know, freebie date, you know, choices like that. And then, you know, we try to exert control over the choice that we want. Well, I'd really like to go to this restaurant. We should go there, you know. But again, that's not control. That's redirecting to a wanted response, right? That's not hypnosis. This isn't magic, okay? Communication, trust, openness, okay? That decimates the need for control, okay? Please communicate with your partner. Please communicate with your kids, communicate with your pets, communicate with your coworkers. I mean, the other thing I've seen is control in the workplace, which is very difficult to deal with. Very, very difficult to deal with. And that can be very, very bad for your health, okay? We were in an extremely stressful work situation already, and somebody decided to exert control. Control that they didn't necessarily have in the position of power hierarchy, but they still managed to make all of us miserable. And that sucks. And eventually, one of us went to one of the big bosses and said something, and, you know, obviously reprimands got handed down, but we lived like that for quite some time. And the question is why? Fear. Fear is a huge, huge instigator. You know, a lot of people want to control their partner because of the fear that they'll leave if you don't control them, which, again, backfires normally, okay? If you feel like if you don't control your partner, they're going to leave, it's probably not the partner for you. Ask why. Why? Am I afraid this person is too good for me? Does this person have a reputation of cheating or leaving them and loving them, you know, you know, then again, maybe you need to figure out why you're with that person to start with. But why? Why? You know, a lot of people control with very subtle emotional put downs. Okay. And I know almost all of us, male, female, have certainly been through this, you know. Oh, are you going to eat that cookie? Are you having seconds? Haven't you had enough of that? That dress is looking a little tight. Isn't it time you redo your hair? I can see your roots. Yeah, thanks guys. Like I don't have enough to worry about. You know, there's always going to be someone, whether it's a coworker or a partner, there's somebody on the street that's going to want to bring you down to their level, which is bull. It is bull hockey. And you know, again, that's controlling our reactions to what somebody says. Why would somebody say that? Well, obviously they're jealous, they're spiteful, they're having a bad day, you know, they're human. Very rarely is there a genuine concern behind a comment like that. And almost always it makes vibrant, strong, comfortable people want to be like, yes, I'm eating that cookie. Now I'm eating all the cookies, you know. Yes, I need to redo my hair. I'm trying to decide whether I want to do it blue or green. You know, and obviously we want to try and control our reactions so we don't go overboard. It's extremely frustrating when someone's trying to exert control over you. And a lot of this leads to questions about, you know, the Buddhists, you know, the Buddhists thought owning things, even owning things and loving things and needing things means that they exert control over us, which is kind of true. I own my phone and I love my phone. I do. And it exerts control over me. I like having my phone near me. It is my communication line to my kids when they're away. It's my communication line to my family and friends. Facebook, YouTube, you know, all that other stuff I have on my phone. If something were to happen to my phone, I'd be super screwed, which sucks, but that's the way technology is, you know. You know, it's frustrating. I don't have issues with my phone owning me owning my phone. But of course some people do. Some people get addicted to the internet. Some people get addicted to love, you know, the hoarders with the animals or the stuff starts to own them. And I certainly recommend Buddhist reading. It's fascinating stuff. If you have the time, Google it. Really interesting. What else was I to say? Something else important. I can't remember. Heaven help me. All right. So control as us exerting control as others others exerting control over us exerting control over others. Oh, I remember. Thank you. Magic. M-A-G-I-C-K. K. The pagan stuff. Magic with a K. They consider it doing spells and stuff like that, exerting your will on somebody else. Now, again, that's control. It's exerting control. That's asking for control. And of course, you have to remember the rule of 3. You know, what you put out, you get back 3 times. So you better hope it's something good, because, yeah. But it made me ponder, you know, how much of prayer is like magic. You know, of course, we're not sacrificing anything, even if it's just our blood, you know. We're not sacrificing anything and requesting things, but how many of us pray for ourselves rather than others? Dear Lord, please let me win the lottery. It'd be really awesome. I'd appreciate that. You know, how many of us, I always pray for my family. I always pray for, you know, everybody else. I always pray for somebody that doesn't have someone to say prayers for them. Stuff like that. But, you know, how much is exerting our will attempting to control? A lot, probably. You know, like the stoplight trick, right? Where we're pushing our energy. And I consider that asking more than forcing, because forcing rarely works. Asking usually works. Hey, red light, I'm in a rush. Can you please change to green? Thank you very much. Rock on. Have a good day. you know, how much of that is us yelling at the car in front of us in traffic, oh, please go faster. Oh, please stop riding your brakes. Oh, please stop hitting the brakes every time the wind changes, you know? It's us attempting, in a way, to exert control over somebody that we can't even see at that point, you know? But control is all around us. It's scary, you know? And the idea that if we just let go a little is so freeing, releasing, relaxing, you know? Whenever I started to question why, just why everything, why? 4-year-old kid, man, 432 questions a day on average. Start asking yourself, why? You know, why do I feel this way? Why does this bother me? Why do I want what I want? You know, obviously I'm running late today, so I'd like to get there faster. Why was this car put in front of me? Maybe I'm supposed to slow down. Maybe I'm supposed to pay attention to something else. Why am I supposed to pay attention? What am I supposed to pay attention to? You know, what am I looking around for? Why am I slowing down? You know, why? What? How? Stuff, okay? This opens your brain to a lot of things. When you ask yourself stuff, you pay attention to answers, okay? Not only internally, but externally. So if we're seeking more signs and we're seeking more contact with our guides and our angels and our, you know, everybody else on the other side, asking questions gets them to answer us, which completely makes sense, obviously. How often do you ask questions, though? Not very often, right? Start asking questions more now, okay? Stop trying to control others. When you realize that you're attempting control, or, you know, even if it's accidentally, ask yourself why. You know, and then ask yourself why again. Am I sure? Am I fibbing to myself to make myself feel better? Maybe. Maybe I'm just looking out for their safety. Maybe I want Nibbles to hurry up and pee because I want to go grab Chick-fil-A before I pick up the kids. You know, there's a lot of, we're all complicated beings, multifaceted beings, and even changing one thing changes the spectrum of how we view a lot of things in our day. So take it to heart, you know, start asking instead of controlling. Huge difference, huge. I love you guys. Thank you a million times again for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.